Hello again, 240. In this video, we will continue in Chapter 16, Only in America, with Part 1 of Triumph of the Swoosh. And the running and jogging craze had become a national phenomenon, as we mentioned, and by the early 1970s, when it really takes off, in cities large and small, charitable organizations held weekend 10,000 meter or 10K or 6.2 mile races or shorter fun runs that drew hundreds of thousands of runners and walkers. In the spirit of the 1960s phenomena of large outdoor rock concerts, promoters introduced the Weekend Mass Run. In Boulder, Colorado, the Memorial Day Boulder 15-kilometer run attracted upwards of 50,000 runners. And in Phoenix, Arizona, a local restaurant held an annual spring 10-kilometer race that saw 20,000 entrants resolutely chugging along the banks of irrigation canals. For years, a small number of runners had annually raced across San Francisco on Sunday morning in May, beginning in the shadows of the Bay Bridge, traversing the city's steep hills, and ending up at the ocean front in Golden Gate Park. The Bay to Breakers race now attracted upwards of 100,000 runners, joggers, and walkers of all sizes, shapes, and ages. And this is really a political statement event also, and many of whom ran in crazy costumes or tethered together in a unique centipede arrangement. And this was a very, very festive atmosphere. And this is a picture from the Bay Breakers Fun Run from funcheap.com and Alaska Airlines. And it has also had the feeling of a mobile rock concert, and it became the largest annual community event in the city by the bay. On a more serious level, the historic Boston Marathon grew to the point where qualifying times had to be submitted and the number of entries limited to 20,000. The New York Marathon became a popular annual event, drawing 20,000 runners in 1980 and more than 50,000 in 2000. In 1961, the year in which President Kennedy first prodded the American people to get off their couches and into serious exercise routine, fewer than 200 runners had shown up for the 26-mile and 385-yard ordeal. The craze did not run its course as many predicted, but sustained itself as an important form of exercise for millions of Americans. Its advantages were simple. It could be done at any time of the day, it could be incorporated into business or vacation trips, and it was inexpensive and it was effective. Aerobic-style running was assimilated into the lifestyle patterns of millions of Americans, and the more dedicated sustained the commitment well past middle age. Runners flocked to sporting goods stores to buy the latest innovation in running shoes, purchase stylish workout gear, carried a heart monitor while they ran, kept a daily log of their times and distances, invested in digital watches to time their runs, and planned their day's activities around workouts. Conversations around the office water cooler or at cocktail parties where white wine or designer beer, more on that in a moment, increasingly replaced strong spirits as beverages of choice. And it frequently included not so subtle braggadocio. I only got in 40 miles this week, or I'm training to do my 3rd marathon next month. And Miller Brewing Company got in on this change in beer drinking tastes, and they introduced the most successful light beer. Light beer from Miller, ladies and gentlemen. It's less filling and it tastes great. Once again, those conversations also were replete with references to the benefits of carbohydrate loading, the positive effect of the release of endorphins that produced a runner's high, the value of interval training and cross-training, how to ward off aggressive dogs, the bane of Mr. Foles' life, and an occasional petulant automobile driver. The relative merits of competing running shoes, the best vitamin and herbal supplements, and the advantages of this or that magical new nutrition plan. Aerobic running was the spearhead of a much wider fitness movement that followed in its wake. It was only natural that in the world's leading capitalist nation, entrepreneurs would take note that Americans were ready to invest substantial sums of money in their quest for health and fitness. And during the 1970s, a new type of business appeared in American cities, the private health club, like Planet Fitness. And this is from clubinsideronline.com, and an article about an Austin area-based Planet Fitness group that was purchasing the franchises in Phoenix, Arizona. And they offered a wide range of activities from racquetball, squash, indoor swimming, weightlifting, aerobic dance classes, stationary exercise bicycles, electronic treadmills, stair climbing machines. The clubs also provided the upscale amenities of steam baths, whirlpools, saunas, stylish locker rooms, massage therapy, dietary counseling, and a restaurant featuring a juice bar and vegetarian entrees. The new profession of personal trainer emerged, providing one-on-one counseling by a certified health professional regarding diet and workout strategies for a hefty fee. And more on that in part 3 of Triumph of the Swoosh.